Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Thursday Night Nine. I'm Matt Mender, CEO and co-founder, here with Jody Barrett, my business partner and attorney at golf, whatever that means. And of course, everyone's favorite person this time of year on the APT, Matt Fegley, the handicap czar. How are you guys doing tonight, Matt? Have you retreated to your bunker yet with these late promotions?
No, man, we're good. It's been pretty. It hasn't been too eventful. It's been eventful, but not too eventful.
There you go. That's good.
Is the mathing? That's what I want to know.
Yes, math always maths. Sometimes people don't like how it maths, but
it's true. The math is mathing. I don't know if I've seen anything in the chat yet that's too derogatory towards you, so that's good. We'll go with that. But a lot of things to talk about tonight. It'll be fun. Jody, it's good to have you on 2 weeks in a row. We feel blessed and highly favored.
Well, this is what happens when you win your primary with 83% of the vote. You end up with a lot of free time in the general election.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was in the office with Dan today. Obviously, State Representative Calkins. He's a huge fan of you. And he goes, so to win 83% of the vote, he goes, how much money do y'all spend? And I was like, you don't want to know, Dan. We're not going to answer that question. It wasn't very much. So life is good, but welcome back to golf. I know that's where you'd most likely or most would want to be. I don't know if you can admit that or not, but anyways, we're got a lot of cover. So how it works for those that haven't tuned in a couple of weeks, 9 big topics, 9 holes, anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes apiece. Excuse me. And we'll get started. First thing, 2025 membership is open. Fegley, all you, buddy.
Well, the 2025 membership is open. The big news is that the membership is changing to a 365-day day-to-day membership, I guess is the way to call it, or 1 year annual.
Year-round.
Year-round, there we go. And and that's the big change. The other big change is obviously if you sign up now using that fancy little link that Chris put up, your start date of your membership obviously won't be now in August, but it'll get pushed out to October 1st is what we're doing. October 1st. So yeah. So that's the big news in that, it's going to be same price all the time. So we don't have to worry about, folks getting upset about missing out on the summer deal and all that other fun stuff that's happened in the past. So just going with a standard plan and running it, year round. So,
but take advantage of it because the pricing goes up to $135 on November 1st. So, however, we do have a laundry list of benefits. This is the part where Jody freaks out. We haven't even talked about this yet for member benefits. So
I'm going to go take a break for a minute.
But here's what we got so far. So a couple things to let you know we've got coming this year, some great deals. First is the $50 Pro Shop credit to the APT Pro Shop. That's going to be a thing again. That's been real popular. A lot of you guys have been getting some great stuff in the Pro Shop. Excuse me. I don't know why I keep coughing. We're going to have fun tonight if this stays like this.
Too much baby formula for this guy. Cut him off.
Oh, dude, I know. Tell me about it. And but also we're going to have a 40% off 2 under deal on their 2-packs. So you can pick up some of those 2-packs for $30, which is super cheap. Great product. Oh, Jack, we're going to have a special 3 for $30 offer for our tour glove, which if you've not had, hope you come to North American Championship. The US glove will be there. Check those things out. Those are top of the line. Fantastic. Don't take our word for it. Ask our members who have used it. We're going to have a deal from Turtleson. We're going to have a deal from Sun Ice. Perfect Hands Golf is back. We just re-upped our deal with Avis and Budget, which that alone will pay for the membership, renting a car for a week when you take your family on vacation. And there's one more. I'm trying to remember. Can't even remember. There's more stuff coming. Oh, another one that's good. Lance from Universal Retirement is giving a free 30-minute consult on your retirement for every member. You go to a place that does that, that's usually $250. So great deal there. Great educational opportunity. Lots and lots of savings in the membership. But most importantly, as we continue to add new chapters, which, by the way, we've added 2 this week that we have yet to announce. Pretty excited about that. I've been busy. I know you can think about where they are, Fegley, but we're coming to an area near you soon, and more tournaments than ever before. And I will tell you, Jody outdid himself with the 2025 major schedule. It is stupid good.
Excited about that reveal. We're looking forward to sharing that with everybody when the time comes. It's going to be a fantastic 24-25 season.
Yeah, definitely. Fegley, what are you most excited for in 2025?
Some things that probably aren't official yet, but yeah.
Can't talk
the changes, man, the simple changes that are coming. It's going to be a good time. Next year is going to be great. I mean, to be honest with you, we're right in the heart of it, right? Like, this is it. We're down the stretch. We got the local finals coming up. We got national championship coming up. So it's like the exciting time. You want to look forward, but at the same time, it's peak time for the big time tournaments. So
yeah,
lots of work's going to get resolved.
Lots of points at stake here in the next couple of weeks. I know a lot of elevated events this weekend. We're running a big one in St. Louis. Nashville's running a big one this weekend at Hermitage. We've got some local finals this weekend in other markets. And from here on out, it's going to get saucy as we're crowning player of the year, heading towards the North American Championship. And then jumping, honestly, right into 2025. There's some great fall events that are getting released in the schedule right now. So those will be up soon. But yeah, get signed up today. If you're renewing your membership, you won't get penalized for signing up early. If you're new to the tour, sign up. You can start playing immediately. It's going to be a great, great time. So looking forward to it. Hole 2. Jody, you can lead it off. You've got the hat on. We got to talk about Folds of Honor, my man.
Yeah, man. Folds of Honor is for those of you that are new to the Amateur Players Tour coming in late this season, if you haven't heard of Folds of Honor, they are our official charity partner that we work with each year. We were blessed last year with our first full year in partnership with Folds to give $100,000 in cumulative donations throughout the year to Folds, and we are going to meet and surpass that number this year. So, again, if you don't know anything about the organization, it was started as a scholarship program for fallen soldiers and family members of fallen soldiers, and Matt, you may be able to spit out some of the numbers better than I can, but the number of family members and scholarships that have now been given out and folks that are impacted positively as a result of this organization just continues to grow year after year after year. And it's a huge program that we could not be more proud to be a part of.
Yeah, no, the one that gets me from Folds is the commercial where, remember last summer they ran that commercial where they filled Busch Stadium and talked about every single seat had represented a scholarship. And growing up around, for those that don't know Busch Stadium, that's where the Cardinals play in St. Louis. Spent so many times there, have been there for so many like big games, playoff games. I've seen how full that stadium gets and how loud it gets. Just to think that they've had an impact on every single seat in that place with people is it's a really humbling fact. I mean, just such a huge impact. But the stat that gets me the most is the people that they turn away that are qualified. Like, as great as a job as they're doing, Chris just put in the chat 52,000 scholarships given since 2007. That's a huge number. And 92%, that's the other number that I think is important. 92% of every dollar given goes directly to fund scholarships. They have one of the best ratings in the world for charities. But the need is still great.
Yeah, and you think about the things that families deal with when they lose a soldier or have someone deal with a catastrophic injury or something along those lines. It's life altering to a family. But the things that get addressed most commonly are, the monetary situation, housing, and this and that. But for this organization to step in and say, look, for those of you that have kids that need money to go to college or need a way to cover that cost, we're going to take that off your plate. This is something you're not going to have to worry about. And we're going to step up and walk along beside you and make sure that that's possible for your kids and your family. It's just a tremendous thing for us to be a part of. And again, for those of you who were in the room last year, whenever the testimony was given and how it impacted that young lady, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And I dare say that, that not many of these stories would be able to be told without grown men like us, getting a little dusty in that area, because, at the end of the day, it's all about the kids and anything that we can do to help the children out, but more importantly, children of those that have sacrificed everything for us and our freedom. And, just again, can't say enough how happy that I am that we've been able to become a part of the Folds family.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say one thing. We certainly get invited. Folds does an appreciation night at the PGA show, and so Phil and I were able to walk around it last year, and I just think one of the greatest testaments to our members' generosity is how the story got around Folds. And so walking around with our APT shirt, APT hat, and having Folds staff members stop and say thank you and know what happened that night, because it had such an impact that not only did they, experience it, but they went and told their staff, and it invigorated them to see the generosity of our members. It's really, really special. And so thank you guys. First of all, our members watching, it wouldn't happen without your generosity and your commitment to stand in the gap for our veterans. And it's fun. It's an honor to be a part of. And so, we thank you guys for that. We're excited. Obviously Thursday night, the North American Championship, we'll have a Folds of Honor VIP night, live music, Julio and the Saltines. So you got it right this week, Fegley. We remembered the band name. We'll have some information. There's going to be a special deal to get in that night for Folds of Honor partners. But all the money raised that night is going to go directly to Folds. It's going to be a great time to kick on the North American Championship. And with that being said, Flight Lock, Fegley, we got to go back to the mailbag. We should just call hole 3 is the mailbag. We got 3 minutes. Everybody wants to know about the Flight Lock. So there we go.
Again, it's pretty simple. One of the things that we have in the members manual, which is we always encourage folks to read the members manual. So
yeah, it's there for you. It's not a secret.
Know about the policies.
First
and the
rule of the
procedures.
mailbag: it's published on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah, that's correct. No, but Flight Lock is our the program where we allow after July 9th, we allow the indexes to stretch a little bit to allow players who are right at that verge to potentially not get promoted. They can stay in their division and finish out the year. And obviously, as we've gone through it. I believe there've been 50 some players that have been impacted by the Flight Lock. 10 of them did move on to the better division. Some of them have actually, their indexes had rescinded back into their normal division. And I believe right now there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 that are currently in that Flight Lock range. So
and here's the purpose.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I just think here's the purpose of it. I think it's important. Jody, when we started this, one of the first things I remember you said when we started talking, what do we need to do differently than what's out there in the market today? And,
right.
And you always talked about coming down the 36th hole of your local final, having a 4-footer, knowing if you made it, you're going to D1 and nationals. And if you missed it, you weren't going to be player of the year, and having to make that choice to just barely be on the cusp and figure it out. So the solution's the Flight Lock, right? Because nobody likes late season promotions. I'll be honest, our handicap committee doesn't like late season promotions. They're not fun. That's the last thing we want to do. And so the Flight Lock is the solution to try to find middle ground, because if somebody is in Division 3, right, 8.5 to 13.4, and somebody's handicap goes to 7, while we'd want everybody to stay in Division 3, there's 3,000 people in Division 3 that don't want to play against the 7 at the North American Championship. But at the same time, we don't want to see people get screwed late season. So we're giving just a little bit of cushion to help you out, to keep you in the division. Now, if you go way past that and you're significantly better, then you got to go. And so that's the middle ground, right? So what I missed there, Jody, I know you want to add, this is your thing.
Well, no, the mindset behind it has always been that we want our champions to be true champions, meaning that they played the most consistently throughout the course of the year. And if you have somebody that gets bumped at the last minute or the last 2-3 weeks of the season when they've competed so well all year long, then are we really getting a true champion for that division? And then when they go to nationals and compete in a division against people that they haven't competed against all year long, are they really being tested properly? And so we're just trying to make sure that we have some catch-alls in place and some procedures that allow us to make sure that we're protecting the field at nationals, but also take that little bit of doubt out of the player's mind when they're competing for their local championship, that they can go ahead and swing away and give their best effort to try to win locally first before they move on to that national championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And initially, great idea from one of our players as we talk through. We're going to continue to, morph things and change things as the data supports. But just know, if you have ideas, if you have things, handicaps at aptgolf.org is a great way to start. They do share it with us. We do talk about it. We do take ideas from our players. And as Fegley's laughing, but stay tuned. Chris is about to yell us the pace of play. We're a minute over so far. But hole 4 through 6 coming up next. But first, a message from our friends at Folds of Honor.
Are desperate for common ground, searching for evidence that our name, the United States, still holds true. The answer comes when we see a soldier in uniform, a first responder risking their life to protect others. On this, we agree. Those who protect our freedom and families deserve our unwavering support. We give it through Folds of Honor. When U.S. service members and first responders are disabled or killed, the Folds of Honor provides their family with life-changing scholarships. The recipients are as diverse as the country we call home. Their common bond, sacrifice. We the people have found what unites us. Join us.
Pretty good stuff.
Such a great commercial.
Yeah, well, hole 4 through 6, Jody, we're going back to Mission. I think it's a good chance. Give Fegley a break to go hide out or run some more handicap numbers or do something. But, we're ending our 4th season in this experiment nationally. Obviously, I have to quantify that. It's the 6th year in St. Louis. So that way my text messages don't blow up. But 4th year nationally. It's always fun to go back and kind of talk about the initial times, why we did it. Looking at the Folds of Honor video, did you ever think we'd be where we are with Folds and the impact this soon?
Yeah, no, certainly not this soon. It was always the goal to build something bigger that could have a more greater impact and be more than just a stream of revenue for you and me, right?
Right.
The whole thing about having the numbers and the membership growth that we've had is let's use those powers for good and let's do something with it. And we had a couple of different opportunities, different ways that we could have gone with it, but landing with Folds and the relationship that we've built there, and again, just knowing the impact that we're able to make now through that relationship with the support and help of the members that we have here at the APT, just couldn't be happier.
No, absolutely, and it's just a blessing to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. It's humbling to watch the generosity of our members, which is unmatched. I think it was certainly a wise decision, we made in the first year to travel around and just talk to our members and see what they were passionate about. What cause would you, because there's so many great causes to get behind, right?
Right.
And we talked about a million of them, but Folds of Honor and the mission they have is shared by so many of our members, and it's so fun to see people getting together from all across the country to make this thing go. And it's been fun. And I think one of the challenges as we grow, right, getting into why we do this. I
Right.
think back to that first year, it was easier then for us to travel to every chapter to see everybody. As we continue to grow rapidly for the fourth year in a row now, it's a little bit harder to get around and meet everybody. And we had a great conversation with our chapter owners last night about mission, vision, where we're heading, why are we doing it? And I think it's important for us to continue to have that conversation. There's so many guys watching, certainly on the live tonight, that have been with us from day one, but there's a ton of new faces. I love seeing comments in the chat where I don't necessarily recognize somebody new that we haven't met yet, and really just getting back to why we do what we do. Why did we decide to take the leap and the risk to create a golf tour? And I think the first piece of that, as we get to it, is fair competition.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was sorry. I was getting ready to segue. You looked away, and I was like, "We'll just chill here."
One of the dogs out here barking at somebody.
Yeah, I hear you. But the fair competition aspect, certainly. We've taken some harder stances than some. I think it's a good way. I mean, everybody's played the golf tournament, right? You show up at the scramble, or you show up at the club championship, the member guest. I'll never forget my first member guest. I won't say what club it was. My first member guest at a country club, and I show up as the guest. In our first match, we're playing a 16 handicap. And in our 9-hole morning match, he had 8 out of 9 greens and had 7 putts. So I'll let you know what he shot is a 16 handicap. I threw up in my mouth. We lost like 7 and 6.
Right.
Everybody hates that. You know what I mean?
He's a professional guest for member guests all around the entire area, I'm sure.
Right. And so step one, right, is creating an atmosphere where people can feel confident that when you show up, you're getting a fair shake. Now, that's not always popular to the person that gets promoted because their handicap dips below the division, or the guy that signs up with a 3 gen that wants to play in Division 3.
Yeah.
We're not going to allow that to happen. So
Yeah.
if you don't want it to be you, don't do that.
Well, and you mentioned it before about, the conversations that you and I had early on about what are some of the things that we can do differently for our tour that will set us apart. And one of those things is making sure that we did everything that we could, and it not only in the decisions that we made, but also in the rules and structure that we built into the system itself, is that we didn't have favoritism, right? We didn't show favoritism. We didn't play favorites. Some of our best friends, even our chapter owners, are getting bumped or disqualified or whatever the case may be early on until things started leveling off with the numbers. And the more data we get, the less of an issue that is. So even those of you that may be listening tonight that are, relatively new to the APT, the more you play with us and the more data we get on you, then the less of a concern you're going to have about running into issues with being bumped or battlefield promoted or disqualified from an event, something along those lines. So, but the point has always been to make a decision that is, if there's 120 guys in a field, that we're making a decision that takes care of 119 over the one. And
Right.
We're always going to look at it that way, that our goal is to make sure that the field is protected and the integrity of the event itself is always of utmost importance.
Right. And Ed asked a great question in the chat. I'm going to wait till we bring Fegley back to answer that. So Fegley might have to do a little bit of research as he's paying attention in the on deck circle there. But let me ask you this. I think, what do you think? I mean, we probably both have a little bit different opinions in 4 years of doing this, but what do you think the most important differentiator the APT offers or strives to offer in your mind?
I think most of it is culture, and you use that term a lot. And the type of culture that we wanted to create, and it doesn't happen organically. You have to actually be intentional about things in order to create a culture that is beneficial to the business or to the organization that you're operating. And we have it in two different sections, right? We have organizational culture with staff, our chapter owners, people that help us make this thing go every day, day in and day out. But then we also have the membership culture and what the type of people that we want to be a part of this. And we've had to deal with some of those issues and have some addition by subtraction. There have been some situations where we've had to tell some people, hey, maybe this isn't for you, because of the culture that we're trying to build and the atmosphere that we want our members to experience and be a part of. We want them to be an addition to that atmosphere and a positive influence and not negative. And so, but the more we've removed those negative impactors over the years, the better that culture has been. So, I think that's really the biggest thing that we have going for us. We're not reinventing the wheel when it comes to tournament golf. It's, it's still 18 holes or 36 holes of stroke play. And, you still have to get it in the hole and fewer strokes than the guys next to you, but it's the intangible things that you and I have worked so hard and everybody that works with us have bought into that has made this thing, something that you can feel the difference. You may not necessarily be able to see it on paper, but you can feel it. You know it when you see it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's funny. I was interviewing with Jay Delsing for one of his upcoming shows here last week, and off the air, it was funny. Jay and I became friends because he was like, "I had to get to know you because you're the only person I ever knew that loved the mini tour life." And so we pull off camera. We're sitting there. His partner Danny Mack, that has been the on-air voice of the Cardinals for a long time, and he goes, "Did you seriously like mini tours? Is that just a line?" And I was like, yeah, I love the mini tour experience. And he goes, why? I said, it was because you got to travel, the relationships that I built, the camaraderie. You're traveling to a tournament. You're grinding on the range for 8 hours a day. You've got people that are there that you're competing against. You know what I mean? You're competing for your livelihood against, but they're also your best friends. And they're the one that's coming over when you keep pushing putts and can't figure out why. That'll stop what they're doing for 10 minutes to try to help you. Even though you're competing, it's each other for your livelihood. Like, it's just a cool culture, and it's something that we're working really hard to develop on the APT, and so many people get. Like, I love to show up at majors and watch the contingents from different chapters show up. The first year the New York guys got together with the Texas guys, and it was just funny to put the two together. And there's so many lifelong friendships that come out of it. I know we laugh about it because you got New York accents and Texas accents, and you're like, what is going on over there?
That was the greatest thing, seeing a bunch of guys from Long Island in the airport in San Antonio with cowboy hats waiting to board their plane to go home. That was fantastic.
It was pretty good. And but that's the thing, and it's so funny because you talk about sometimes the addition by subtraction, and just understand we believe in that model. It's so funny. I was listening to Dave Ramsey podcast today, and he talks all the time. There's 2% of your customers that you don't need to be your customers. And we don't say that because we just want to get rid of people that annoy us. Like, understand when we say addition by subtraction, the reason we're doing it is to protect the rest of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they're not pleasant, that's obviously a culture killer, and we want to protect that culture. So
absolutely. I mean, when you spend 4 hours with us or 8 hours on a weekend, whether it's a 1 day or a 2 day, and you're seeing the same people week in and week out. If you're seeing the same people week in and week out that you don't enjoy being with or being around, the chances are other people are having a similar experience and they don't want to be there either. And if we allow that to continue, then next thing you know, there's fewer people showing up to our events, and they're looking for somewhere else to go spend that 4 or 5 hours in a weekend. So it's always been about trying to make the members' experience better and more enjoyable. Every decision we make, and it's not just a slogan. I know we say it all the time, by the players, for the players, but that's really what it's all about. We're trying to create an atmosphere and a culture that is pro player, pro member.
Right. Drives me crazy when people try to tell us what by the players, for the players is. Like, we didn't just make it up because we thought it sounded good. It's been copied 15 times.
Yeah.
But when we came up with that, it took us like 2 weeks. We went back and forth. And the whole idea was from the very beginning is you and I have been blessed to play all kinds of great tournament golf around the country and have been privileged with opportunities that not everybody gets a chance to play, especially the average weekend golfer. And that goes into the quality that we're trying to create, right? When you show up at a state am and, somebody hands you a player badge, welcomes you, shows you the locker room, goes out, the range is set up, you go to the first tee, you walk in, it's just like being on tour. That's what we're trying to create. That's what By the Players for the Players is when you show up at one of our events, we want you to feel like it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to something I mentioned just a few minutes ago. We never reinvented the wheel. A golf tournament is a golf tournament, but it's all the details that you can do that don't cost anything. It's just a little bit of extra effort that's with an emphasis on making sure that the player's experience is better. That's where quality comes from. Putting the tents out, making sure there's somebody on the first tee, doing player announcements, having printed rule sheets, having a scorer's tent and table, all these little details, making sure we have staff on property to go around and do pace of play and answer rulings questions and things like that. Those are all things that we've made a concerted effort to try to raise the bar to provide a better quality experience whenever you go and play tournament golf. And there are things that you get in a mini tour experience or a state association big amateur event that a lot of our guys that are 10, 12, 16 handicap players, they're never going to get a chance to play in one of those events, not without years and years of practice and getting better. Learn how to play tournament golf and enjoy that experience through us with the APT and get a very similar experience, so that if they ever do decide to go play in a state association, a state amateur, or a four ball or something along those lines, it's going to feel pretty similar to what you get when you come to an APT event.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the one thing we just, beyond the quality experience, like going back just to sum it up, like enjoy the culture. Like when you show up at these events, people ask, like, what should I do to prepare? I got an email today. What should I do to prepare for the North American Championship? I said, enjoy the culture, enjoy the relationships, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the experience. Because at the end of the day, there's probably a 10% chance of you playing great because you're in a division. And the point is, it's not about coming and always playing great. Golf is not about winning every time you tee it up. It doesn't work that way.
Look, and I'm older than you, Matt, so I'm starting to get to that point where it is less about the winning and losing and more about the experience for me. And we, with the seniors that we have, sure, we've got tons of guys. Everybody wants to win. We've got buddies that we all want to kick their rear ends every time we tee it up against them. But when you're coming to these big events, these majors and the North American Championship, don't lose sight of what's really important. And what's really important is this is a really cool event and a great opportunity to experience something that a huge number, 99% of golfers in the U.S. are not experienced. They're not getting a chance to do something like this. And so, if you come at it from that perspective, with that type of holistic approach, you're probably going to enjoy it a lot more and probably going to play better too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, what you said, enjoy it. It's fun. I don't know how to say it. We're working hard to make sure competition is fair and we're giving you a quality experience. Enjoy being part of the culture. We love y'all. You have become our family. I was just talking to my wife today. We had another baby gift show up from across the country, which thank you. You guys know who you are. We've been overwhelmed with that. And in that conversation, when I called them to say thank you, just hit me. You guys are the people we've chosen to do life with, and we love it. So thank you all. We'll continue to build the culture. We're going to continue to push on to bigger and better things. And the best part is, for any of those watching and wondering, we're just getting started. So the best is yet to come for sure.
I'll say this. Somebody put in the in the comment thread that they have more friends on the APT than they do in their home club. And that's exactly what we set out to create. And the culture that we wanted is for the members to look at the APT as their private club, as their members club. It just so happens that you play at a different location every week. And so, your home club is where your buddies play. It's not the golf course or the clubhouse or any of the maintenance or facilities that you drive to every week. It's where your people are.
Right.
And like Matt said, you all are our people.
Absolutely. Well, good news is we got 3 more holes to go, Jody. We are behind in pace of play. We're probably on the clock thanks to Chris.
Well, we won't get hired to run one of these political conventions anytime soon, running over time.
Yeah, we're 3 minutes over time at the moment. We can make that up, though. We'll be good. But stay tuned. We've messaged from 2 Under, and then we'll be right back.
Two Under. Quality fabrics. No roll waistband. Joey pouch. Elevate and separate. No chafing. What more could you ask for?
Fegley.
What more could you ask for?
Matt Fegley to join us again on Thursday Night 9.
I have a great quote when you guys were talking about all the different people that we run into. One of our members, that when I say this, he'll probably get a laugh, but some of us are an acquired taste. So
I'm sitting right here, Fegley. I can hear you. Your mic is not muted.
So, but it's always fun because we do get to see folks from all over the country, and heck, in some cases all over the world. So it is a lot of fun. Just it's golf. The more enjoyable you are on the golf course, the more enjoyable your experience is going to be, as well as the experience for your fellow competitors and guys and gals in your groups. So, be remembered by the guy that laughed off the bad shot and not the dude that had a really good, club toss. But, some of us still are pretty good at the club toss too. But,
Absolutely. Well, getting back into it, speaking of events that there should not be club tossing at, let's talk about the Thursday pre-events at the North American Championship. You like what I did there? We got 2 of them for you. Jody likes both golf courses. My favorite of these golf courses, obviously True Blue in Caledonia. My favorite is the first year. If you want to talk about dumb mistakes that we make as tour directors that we can laugh, the first is not putting out custom tees at Caledonia, and then Jody getting super mad that no one knew what the difference of the ducks were. He's like, how do you not know the difference between a mallard and a whatever red tail? Like, he's like,
Look,
what do you mean you don't get it?
Look, man, I'm a redneck from Tennessee. I've been taught that since I was like 4 years old.
I mean, goodness gracious. But it's
how are you going to know what your limit is, how many ducks you've shot, if you don't know what it is you're shooting?
I don't disagree with you, but just let the people know for this year at Caledonia, it's a top 100 golf course, and we'll have the custom tee markers. So if you don't know what Jody's talking about, you can still play and not get a 2-stroke penalty for playing from the wrong tees. That's all I'm saying.
Do me a favor, everybody, and Google widgeon before you show up. Just do an image search for a widgeon, so you'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh boy. All you got to know is APT pink, APT green, APT silver, APT black.
And not the one with the green spot on its head.
Yes.
Right.
We're totally good. So, but seriously, 2 events, limited spots remain. We're about halfway full. Great way to get a practice round. True Blue in Caledonia on Thursday, afternoon double T. Go straight from there back to Legends for the Folds of Honor VIP night with the live music. It's going to be a great time. Registration closes relatively early for those, so you want to get in on that and go. And you can choose. You can play True Blue Caledonia, which means you can get a practice round for your final round. True Blue is going to be the final round for 1, 4, and 5. Caledonia is going to be the final round for 2 and 3. But you can play either one. If you want to play the other one, so you can play them both while you're down there, you're welcome to, or you can get a practice round, your choice. But registration closes soon, so do not delay on that. It's going to be a great chance to get a great practice round, meet some people, have some fun, maybe win some prize money.
Yes.
Reminder:
We can.
What division? What division is what?
True Blue final round is 1, 4, and 5. And by the way, since we've cut the field to 480 with very limited spots remaining, about 50% theoretically is going to make the cut. It's going to be pretty close to that in every division.
There we go.
So there you go. Caledonia is 2 and 3. It's going to be good.
Always
Lot
got
of
to
fun.
remember that. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be
So-
a blast.
And then the Folds of Honor VIP party is going to be great. We'll get information out on tickets. We'll have some tables. All the money raised that night is going to go to Folds of Honor. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Lots of fun.
Absolutely. And for this next section, we're going to kick Jody off camera because he doesn't know about Player of the Year. So it's all good.
I think he does. It's just that, us being in all the different time zones, his daylight's going away. So
It happens. Are you out in
oh yeah, we're on the west side with this lovely light still in existence right now. So
Yeah.
we
oh, can't do it. So anyways,
all
we
right.
got to talk
Player of
about
the year.
Local finals. What's
Local
the three
finals.
things you need to know for your local finals coming up?
The three things.
I don't even know. I
Well,
just made it up. Just come up with something.
I was like three. I was like, well, the first is you got to make sure that you participate in your local final. That is the only event where you will generate local player of the year points.
Correct.
It is perfectly fine to play in other local finals if they're accepting outside play. Some of them have made the choice that they want to keep their local finals, to the players that have played against each other all year. But the key is your local chapter, your local finals develops your local player of the year points. If you play elsewhere, that can help your national player of the year points. So that is the option for you to play in your other local finals.
Yep.
The other big thing is the points multiplier. It is a 2.5 points multiplier where our elevated events are 2.
Biggest
local
event of the
finals
year.
is 2.5. So it is the most points, lots of volatility. We want to see lots of, give a lot of players that have played well throughout the year the opportunity to finish up the year and maybe make a comeback. So that's the two things. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the third. I did my best.
I think you covered 2 in the first thing. You covered 3
Oh.
I had in my.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You only get local points. It's volatile.
Mhm.
You should play.
You should
I
play.
think you're covering it pretty good. Local
Mhm.
finals, though, it's going to be good. Local player of the year. Lots of races are really tight across the country. I was
Mhm.
actually talking about that, meeting with Phil today. He's got family in town, so he's not here with his headset tonight, unfortunately.
No pizza
but
delivery.
But we were looking at races, and there's a lot up for grabs in this last 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And a ton of volatility in the Global Golf National Player of the Year race.
Mhm.
Obviously, the local finals are going to count. You can't replace you can if you play like 3 local finals, but there's not really time to do that. So
No.
it's a big one. You win local finals, you can jump big time in the National Player of the Year race. I know
Mhm.
Hohenschelt in Iowa made a huge move in D4.
Yep.
He put himself with a great finish in Iowa to have a shot at National Player of the Year coming to Myrtle Beach. I know Ryan was asking in the chat. We'll answer that question real quick for Mr. Mraz. Which courses are walkable at the North American Championship? I'm just going on a limb and say all of them. They're all pretty good walks. So they're not bad. There's no Augusta Nationals. There's no Chambers Bays.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Relatively
want to
simple
walk,
walks.
yeah, just
So it'll be
the
fun.
beach, man. Most courses are flat.
Yeah. No,
So-
absolutely. So, but getting into that after the local finals, we got 2 weeks, and then it is the North American Championship time. Let's get Jody back involved. He's now in. Look at
Indoors.
this. He's now indoors.
I paid my light bill.
Uh-oh. We lost Matt.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Chris muted me. He thinks he's funny. I was getting ready to make a joke about him being in Tennessee and he can afford his light bill. So it's all good. Good for him. But that being said, North American Championship coming up. There's only 40 spots left, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you are on the fence at all, you better make sure you get off that fence pretty quick because, here in the next, I would say the next 10 to 14 days, that those spots are probably going to be gone.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun. 720 players at the beach between the North American and the Senior North American. Pretty excited about that. It's going to be great.
Be taking that place over. It'd be like bike week for golfers.
Dude, as someone who used to live in Myrtle Beach, no thank you.
Hey, it's instead of bad leather pants and fringe blue jean jackets, it'll just be a lot of white belts.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of white belts and Turtleson polos.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So, which we love for sure. Lots of great things in the North American Championship for those looking. Certainly we've got the par 3 on Wednesday. We've still got a few spots left for that. That's gonna be a great time under the lights. 2 Thursday preview events, registration open all day Thursday. Thursday night, the Folds of Honor VIP. All tournament rounds are morning double tees. So 8 to 10 approximately. I think some go 7:30 to 9:30. But all double tee in the morning. So everybody's going to be done relatively early in the afternoon. We're going to have the universal retirement on hand for the 19th hole, which will be awesome. Every day from 2 to 5, have some drinks, have some food, interacting with, the leaders. We'll be doing live interviews with the leaderboards going, have some fun things. The Worldwide Golf Putting Contest. They are sending us some sweet swag to give away, raise some money for Folds of Honor with them. And if you've not been to Legends Putting Green, I will take any of y'all and putt for money out there because I've probably spent more hours on that thing than most people. Used to live on that thing until 11 o'clock every night. Love that putting green. So we'll have some tricky putts for you to make.
You do that, I'll hold court over at Pirates Cove.
There you go. I didn't spend a lot of time at Pirates Cove, but I'm sure we can find a way to gamble over there, Jody.
You can bring your own putter. I will allow it.
There you go. Just don't bring your own golf ball, though, because they're going to take it on the 18th hole.
Yeah.
So, for some of you won't be able to make it on the 18th hole.
Also fair. This is going downhill quickly, but you should know 2 top 100 courses for the final round. The 4 courses in round 1 and 2 rotation are all very, very good. Easily in the top 10 in Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Moreland, Heathland, Tradition, and Heritage Club, which I love Heritage Club. I love all of them, but Heritage Club is a really special place. Don't miss out. 40 spots left. Once they're gone, they're gone. So we're going to come back. We've taken a bunch of questions in the chat tonight, so we've got some questions to answer. But first, we've got a quick message from our friends at Global Golf.
Shop Global Golf for gear and recommendations that are all about you. With You Try, You Select, and You Trade In, Global Golf's comprehensive suite of services feature the widest variety of new and pre-owned products, PGA professional backed insight, and unbeatable value to help you play your best. So visit Global Golf today and experience personalized shopping that's all about you.
A lot of smack talk on that putting green.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Correct.
As long as I get control of the board, we'll be fine. If we lose control of the board, it could be a problem. So it's been a few years since I've been out there, but I do know the green well. So what questions we got? Fegley, you want to
Oh boy.
You want to navigate the questions? You can be the question asker tonight.
Oh geez.
I won't put you on the spot.
So I was going down because I had that nice little amount of time. What was that one that Ed asked? Ed was asking about.
Ed wanted to know the percentage of people that play that are 60 plus that actually play the senior tees against the ones that don't. I would say, I mean, we're kind of guessing here a little bit, I would
That's
say
pricey.
probably close to 20% don't now. I mean, we're seeing more and more senior T guys decide not to play that, and I think it makes sense. That's intentional. Chris says 5%. He's probably
Based-
closer than me.
Based on the numbers, Chris is correct. It was right at like 4.8 or something when I was doing I was able to run a quick little report and do some little Excel magic. So it was about 4.8%. So about 5% of
pretty
the
good.
players are, yep.
So when I was making fun of you for actually like running handicap calculations and stuff while you're off, that's what you were doing.
Yeah, I actually did it. It's easy
we
to
go.
do now.
I
It's
don't
like
have anything else left to say. I'm just
it's like it's like a beautiful mind. He just walks around with numbers floating around him.
Yep.
there we go. He's answering
get
emails.
Yep. Got to get better at blackjack though. Like, what's his name from? Anyhow.
So here's a question for everybody in the chat. How long do you think it'll take Fegley and I to go through the handicap review for the North American Championship?
Not very long.
Not as long as last year.
Not as long as last year.
Right?
Not as long as last year. No, it should be pretty good, man. We're looking at, you and I have already been in touch as players sign up. We double check and make sure that they're hitting the qualifications. That if they've played five events for the year, 3 in the last since July, just making sure that folks are following those qualifications, and those that did want to sign up that weren't yet qualified, making sure that they get their rounds in. So,
Right. Here's a good question. I guess I probably have to answer that since I'm coming up with the schedule. So,
Yeah.
Steve, registration is going to be open Wednesday afternoon prior to the par 3, and it's going to be open all day on Thursday, up until about 8 p.m. So it'll be open 8 to 8 on Thursday and all afternoon on Wednesday. So if you're coming up from Pawleys Island, I would recommend coming in Wednesday afternoon prior to the par 3, just doing a little loop through registration. That'll probably be the easiest time to do it. The one thing everybody should know is you can pay us digitally or you can pay us cash on Thursday. There is no cash after Thursday night. Friday morning, we will not be accepting any cash on the first tee. So digital entry, we want to make sure that we make everything as smooth as possible for everybody.
Speak for yourself.
We'll go from there.
I'll accept cash on the first tee.
Just may not get you in the skins game.
they might not be in the contest, but
You may never see me again, but I'll take your money.
so it's those values of integrity right there, Jody.
Yeah, this is going to be Al DeRucci in karaoke is going to be the 19th hole in band. So we got you. Wow.
I'm trying to come up with a name on the fly for Alderucci, and I can't. I don't know.
I don't know where my wife went. She was like, "Hey, people keep texting me. They want to see the baby," and then she left. So I took baby photos today. That was interesting.
Nice.
Will the baby be in Myrtle Beach?
The baby will be in Myrtle Beach is the current plan.
Nice.
So we've been working on some special arrangements to get the baby to Myrtle Beach. So we'll be at the Thursday Night Live. I'm going to Simba her. I'm just kidding. My wife would kill me. She's
On
like,
the
you better not.
on the 18th green.
Yeah. Simba. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just waiting for her to come downstairs. I'm like turning around because I'm going to get beat. But it's gonna be good. We're looking forward to it. North American Championship obviously is a fun time of the year. We get to see everybody. You guys are gonna meet the newest member of the APT family, Jersey. We haven't had her on the live yet. We probably might do that to her next Thursday. That would be fun. But she's great. She's working the office. A lot of you will start hearing from her. She's doing a really good job. So we're excited about that. She'll also be in Myrtle Beach. So it'll be
Buzz,
good.
I already have that T-shirt picked out for Chris to wear that week.
Sorry, I just saw that. That's pretty good.
He probably has it still from our bachelor party.
He might.
That's fair.
He did wear it. He was. Yeah, he did do that. Oh my God, that's right.
Freddie wants to know where registration is at. Legends. Everything is at Legends.
For seniors as well. Did he say
Yes.
seniors? Oh, wait. No, my bad.
No, we'll announce where seniors is. I'm waiting for that. Rick wants to know what the course rotation is. You're going to play one course at Legends, one course South. We're very close to telling you which course. We do have practice rounds. You can book 2 weeks out. $65 for all of the first 2-day rotations. We'll send you the rates for Caledonian and True Blue. I wish we could give you Caledonian and True Blue for $65, but that's not happening.
Not realistic.
Not realistic. But
Unrealistic blank.
all the other 4 courses you can get for $65 booked 2 weeks out. We'll have all the information as that gets there. We will have the course rotation by then. We pretty much have it. We're just waiting for it to get approved by the Legend staff. And once it is approved, we'll get it out to you. So for the 42 emails I got this week about it, I'm not holding on to it because I want to. It's not like the North American Championship venue for 2025 or the 2 major championship venues that Jody's booked and contracts are signed for 2025 majors. I'm holding that from you for fun. The course rotation, I want it out. I wanted it out like 3 weeks ago. That's the difference.
Oh, God. No.
Stop speaking that into existence.
No.
Please, just hush.
Hurley should have gone to the Lakers, but anyhow.
What letter are we on now?
Oh,
I think they just had Ernesto.
yes.
Be just in time. Well, I'm not going to do it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Just staying out of the way. This is
Yep.
quickly getting out of hand. So we got 2 minutes for questions.
Out of hand. Oh, do.
So Chris, how was the pace of play report tonight?
Well, gentlemen, we're down. You're definitely on the clock. Thinking about penalizing you. You exceeded time for search in holes 4 through 6. However, at least I can stomach that one. You guys stayed on track, so I'll give you guys just a warning, and you better be better next time.
There we go.
We at least get a half a shot penalty for every coughing fit we've had.
Yes.
Oh. Hey, next time, Jody, I'll just let you guys do it, and I will take the night off.
Be careful, son. If you let me have the con, be very careful.
There's a reason why I'm here with the cough.
We might
Getting
have to put
accused
that.
of having the COVID.
We have to put that one behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think this one's interesting, Jody.
Which one?
We like San Antonio.
Love San Antonio, especially early in the year when it's cold everywhere else. It's a great spot to get away to.
Mhm.
Yeah. We like San Antonio. Guess you'll have to stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
It happens. Joe wants to know at the Nationals, are you letting us know next year's Nationals?
Everybody
First of all,
except him.
I just want to say that no is spelled K-N-O-W.
Not on Long Island. It's not.
No,
Okay.
it's fast.
Sure. But yes, we will let you know.
At
Anyways.
the when's
Folds of
all that
Honor
coming
VIP
on?
party.
Thursday night. Thursday night.
I think the people will still want some San Antonio.
Lock and Terra played that. It's a good time.
Clifford,
Jeff
Clifford, that's what they make sweaters for.
It's
Turtles
warmer
and-
than it is in Utah when there's 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Mhm.
You guys are killing me. I think it's
Well-
time we sign off.
Hey, we kept it under an hour.
Yeah, last minutes for questions. No love for the seniors. The seniors just sold out, Chris. We'll talk about it soon.
Yeah.
True that, Jeff. I feel you.
So don't worry, Casey. We might have some love for St. George as well. Don't worry.
Hey,
Don't
there's a
fear.
bunch of Jeff Clifford. There's a bunch of people on the APT tour that would get the nickname Lumpy if they wore sweaters all the time.
Mhm.
It happens.
Yep.
So, anyways, time to sign off. Alderucci's on a one-track mind again. So we're out. We'll see y'all next Thursday. We'll actually be here. We'll be in the office, so it'll be good. So with more stuff, tune it up, preview the local finals. We'll have more details on the North American Championship, all that good stuff. But tune in next Thursday. Until then, play well this weekend. There's a gazillion points on the line. Jody, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man. Glad to be
Good
here.
to have you.
Always better to be seen than viewed.
I thought you were going to say seen and not heard. And I was like, oh, that's going to take us to another story. But it's all good. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Play well this weekend.